Girl, go.
You know, I like when they say family.
Because we family. We are.
Welcome to Rebrand.
We love you.
I love y'all.
What's up, Yashika?
Far too many times we try to build ourselves and act how other people want us to act. Mm-hmm. And so just not, you really are growing when you're not focusing on what other people's visions of you.
Sometimes you got to go to war to get your peace.
But sometimes you don't even know what peace is until after you've been through war.
Another week, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching the Rebranders Podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Goodson, and you are absolutely in the right place. We appreciate everybody for being here tonight. We've got a great show for everybody tuning in. If you're not watching live, you're watching later, watch the whole show. It's a great show. It might actually help you guys grow. All right, tonight's show is called Acquired Taste, Friend or Foe. Acquired Taste, Friend or Foe. Tell me exactly what that means to each and every one of you. But we'll do that in just a little bit. Y'all, let's get the party started. Ladies and gentlemen, you watching Rebranders. Sit next to me, all the way from California, Helen. How you doing, Miss Honestly Helen?
Hello. With my favorite people. So I'm doing better. Happy to be here. Thanks for joining us. Podcast. I remember this time. You can listen to my podcast, Honestly Helen, on most streaming platforms. It's auto spray only. You catch me live with my favorite people on this show only. But other places, you'll find me about myself. Thank you.
Hey, go subscribe. I'm subscribed to you on Apple Podcasts. Honestly Helen. Ladies and gentlemen, we got the Ace next door. What's up, Ace?
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing out there in TV land? I want to say hello to all my people with Tourette syndrome. I'll see y'all at the symposium on the 13th.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
We're going counterclockwise or we're going clockwise today. What's up, Yashika?
Hey, y'all. I didn't get the joke.
We got a bunch of soft shoes on the show.
I need help.
I like to apologize to the Tourette community. None of these views were Rebranders as a whole. It was the Ace. My apologies to everybody.
That's good. And last but not least, sitting right below me, what's up, Nikki? How you doing?
What's up, y'all? I just want to say, yay, Yashika's got her voice back.
Oh, yeah.
You could have went one more week, but,
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm happy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm here for it. So.
It's on today. It seems like it's
Yeah.
going to be on. Yeah, let's go to the comments. Says, here we go again, Asa. I guess the jokes are coming. What's up, K-Ham? Always good to see you. Can't wait to meet you one of these days. Uh-oh, ladies and gentlemen, Rhonda Payne has entered the building. What's up?
Hey.
All right, y'all be sure to do us a favor and hit that share button. Tonight we got a great show. We're talking Acquired Taste, Friend or Foe. What is it like to be a friend? We're going to talk about this. We actually went in deep conversation about this last night. So last night, us five who were on here had a really good conversation about what we thought friends were. So I got people on the outside that told me they weren't going to watch our show because they know that one of the questions that's going to come up is, can men and women be friends? So I actually reserved all that all the way back to the end of the show. But definitely we want to ask that too. But it's not about that. We're not going to be doing any kind of bashing of the sexes or whatnot. We're talking about friends today. What's up, Deborah Collette? How you doing? And Tony Goodson says, hello, my sisters. All right, y'all. Y'all ready to go ahead and get the conversation started?
Let's go.
Let's go ahead and do it. All right. Okay. So now the whole idea of this month, by the way, is Black Unity Month. Part of what unity is friendship, right? And relationships, etc., etc. The more you like each other, the closer you are, then unity begins. And that's the reason why we even decided to have this show in the first place. So one of the questions that we threw out there last night, and I'm gonna just go ahead and get it started. The question is, does birds of a feather really do flock together?
That hurt my brain the way that's written, but we get it. We get it. Mhm.
You know, yeah, I think it can be true, and it still can alter from, but for the most part, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I agree. And I think for me personally, a hard concept to just accept is that you are a part of a flock, which means that there is a following in a sense. But like-minded people do get together, right? That's usually how you find friends. I think this phrase has a strong connotation when we start getting into the toxicity of those flocks and where those flocks actually lead us. But y'all my flock. I think we flock together.
Yeah, I flock with y'all. Hey, Brennan Williams says 90-10.
What's up,
Yes.
Trey P?
Wait, how did you? There you go. There you go.
All right, so I guess if I had to answer that question, does birds of a feather? I think yes, because later on we're going to ask this question, and maybe a little bit premature. But do you have to line up to be friends? And this is kind of the opposite of this question, I guess. I say yes, but I also say no. I said opposite really can attract in relationships. I don't know about friendships, to be honest with you.
I don't. Okay, go ahead, Ace. Go ahead.
It's on you. You got to let us hear that wonderful voice that you got back.
Well, I was trying. Yeah, but
You're wasting time.
yeah, clearly. I don't know. I don't know if birds of a feather always flock together. There could be something that somebody in your flock is doing, and that doesn't necessarily mean you doing it. So not always. I'm a yes and no too.
Good evening, Kiki Washington. What say you, Nikki?
I would say a yes. It's been my experience with the whole, kind of we naturally gravitate to groupthink, which is a good thing, as Helen was saying, when it's on a high, but obviously bad when the groupthink is low level and base and toxic. But yeah, my experiences, I think that birds of a feather do flock together. It's always some common trend.
I think that was an interesting way to ask the question. I'm gonna, like Helen said, so I'm gonna try to change it up a little bit. We're gonna come back to that question in a little bit, though. All right. So, who is your oldest friend and how long? Let's get to the meat and potatoes of our own personal life. Ace. Now we talked about it last night. I think you said at your age you have friends that's I'll let you tell it. Go ahead.
I mean,
who's your oldest friend?
I had friends for a few years. Whatever.
How long?
He loaded. Look at this position.
Cocked and loaded.
Well, I put it like this. My good friend, which I consider to be my brother, so a lot of people think of him as my brother. My brother, Reginald Verdell. We have been friends since I was 4 years old. So I mean, that's basically, I've known him ever since.
We'll come back to you, Ace. Yashika, what about you? Tell us about your longest and oldest friend.
Everybody knows mine. I know y'all sick of hearing about it. Next.
No. We
No,
not.
I don't. Do tell.
I'd rather not.
Oh, okay.
Nikki?
I actually have 3. And ironically, they're all males. One I've known since his birth, like family friend, but a friend. He just cooked for me and my daughter the other day. Known him forever, 50-something years.
Damn.
And their fake brother.
Oh,
Met him met him in junior high. Met him in junior high. We're still good friends. He and the wife and children. He knows me very, very intimately. And another, my godbrother. I've known him since he was 6, and we talk probably 2-3 times a week. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Tony Goodson says, Melvin Person, lifelong friend. We're talking a 70-year friendship, he says.
Wow.
Helen.
That's a big deal.
Helen, with her young self, she can tell us about these friends she's been knowing for the last 3 weeks.
Right. I was like, I'm still, my account is still going. But I also am thinking, because I still know people from elementary school, but if I'm thinking of friends, I think my longest friendship would be a high school friendship, but my second longest would be a college friendship. So they're like 3 years apart. But if we're not counting blood relatives, my real longest is my sister. That's my Wody. I've known her for 31 years. So,
Hey, that's it.
That's pretty good. So, in other words, I think we're all experts on this friend thing. So, as we get ready to have this conversation about acquired taste, friend or foe, I think we all have at least some experience on what friendship looks like. All right. Have you ever had a friend that just grow on you? You ever had a friend like this friend is somebody you kind of know you really didn't like him, but as time went on, you realize, okay.
Ace.
Rhonda Payne says, my oldest friend literally shared a crib with me over 50 years ago.
Damn.
Second longest is from high school. I had to get you, Rhonda. I'm sorry. And she said her second longest is from high school. So again, I asked the question that I threw out there. Have you ever had a friend that just grow?
Yeah, I know. It's shocking, though.
Your picture look good, girl. 50? You don't look over 50.
I will say 50. Y'all need to take it back on the 50. 50 is the new 30. Thank you very much.
Nikki, I know you got your 50s.
Yes, ma'am.
Girl, what? Oh, we divergent. I'm sorry. Girl. Because we know your chic is already 25, so we already know her black don't brag. But okay, go back, Anthony. My bad, player.
Oh no, that's okay. That's okay. Let's move the party on a little bit. All right, how do you define a friend versus acquaintance?
Yo, Shika?
So you know that I was waiting my turn because that's what I do. Because why? Because I'm a friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
You growing on me.
I appreciate that. So what I was, you have a friend when you're on your knuckles. What I mean about that, I don't know if anybody understands what I mean when I say that, but you know what your friends are when you're in a bad spot. You can kind of see who for you and who not. But not always will you be in a spot. You just kind of know. It's kind of, because sometimes you can think that you may be able to grow a friendship or something with a person, and then something can happen that a person kind of shows you who they are. And even if it's small, you kind of take that. So I think you kind of, I guess when you know.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of that makes sense, but that's what I would say.
I'm with you on that, Yashika. I feel that a friend is someone where they can just show their flaws with you. And you're okay with it. You're still willing to rock with them and give them the grace to, have their flaws. And then also too, you can be yourself when you're not at your best with them, and know that you can you get on my nerves, Helen, but and we don't talk for 2 weeks. We give each other space, but we're still there.
Deborah Collette says, which is Deborah number one for the night. She says, my oldest friend is Sherry, or is that Cherry? Which is it? And Cherry, and we've been friends for 60 years. I was 6.
Good, Deborah.
5. I couldn't get it fast enough.
Do it.
I gotta get you. Whew.
Damn. I'm sorry.
I had to apologize too. All right, Deborah Goodson says, Nikki, I would have said that you were about 35. You go, girl. She also says, my oldest friend is Peggy Jones. I have many great friends. They have become more like sisters. Y'all, we're gonna take a quick break here in just a little bit. And when we come back, we have more questions about this friendship thing. Ever had a friend that grew on you is the last question that we asked. I don't know if everybody actually got to answer that, but we'll talk a little bit more about that.
In March, rebranders celebrate Black
Unity! How do you know if you got high vibration? Number one, people gonna stare at you. Kids gonna like you. Animals feel safe around you. Strangers tell you their life stories. The room energy begin to shift when you walk in. You irritate toxic people by being authentic. People envy you and you don't even know why. Straight up.
All right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching Rebranders, Friend or Foe, Acquired Taste. All right, before we went to the break, we talked a little bit about friends. I'm going to go a little deeper. I'm going to skip the question that I had right there, okay? I'm going to ask this question. Is it possible to be friends with a person of different ideologies? you are Christian, they are Jewish or Islamic or relationships, whatever. You're a man who are gay. Can you be friends with a straight man? Just a lot of different things there. What do y'all think?
I think it's totally possible. It just because all friendships are not the same, so there's something there that click. Some people, it might be interest. Some people, it might just be an experience or something like that brought them together. But I think that's totally possible.
I think it's possible if you've grown years and you start to learn things about them that make you a little bit more different. I don't know that I could come into a new relationship with somebody just completely opposite of me. Like look at today's society: Donald Trump, MAGA people versus everybody else. And I think maybe more so today's society than anything, because if you were politically different 30 years ago, nobody cared. Nobody knew about it because you didn't talk that openly about it. If you were gay 30 years ago, for the most part, nobody knew about it. Nobody talked openly about it. Depending on how you feel. I mean, yes, people know. All right, y'all, let's go to the comments. She said, yes, you can. Explain a little bit more for us. Chad, what's up, Chad Truitt? He says, I have had a valued friendship for 30 years with 5 friends from college. Hey, Chad, send us an email. We'd love to talk to you. Anthony Goodson at Yahoo. K. Hemp says, an acquaintance, in my opinion, would be what a co-worker would be. A friend would be a ride or die and wouldn't backstab you for a promotion. That's really good. Deborah Goodson, she said that. And I think he brings up a good point. Hey, y'all, let's talk about the difference between acquaintance, friendships, my homeboy, my homegirl. What's the difference?
Can I share an example that happened actually yesterday? I was So a girlfriend of mine that I've known since I was 18. We've been really good friends ever since. I was at work and I was talking to her on my phone, speaker after work while I was just doing some stuff before I left. And she can talk, y'all. She can talk. She can super talk. And she knows that we know that she can talk. So she's talking and I have her on mute. Then my colleague and acquaintance comes over to my room, my office, my classroom, and she's asking me questions while I have my girlfriend on mute and she's still talking. And then my acquaintance, she looked at me like she judged me, like, that's kind of rude. You have your girlfriend just talking. Does she know that you're not listening to her? And it was just this moment, like, don't even, like, this is my girlfriend. I've known her forever, but you can't even speak to this because, like, you're an acquaintance. You clearly don't know the nature of our relationship. But then my girlfriend, she kept talking. I took her off speaker. And then my girlfriend, she was just like, girl, you ain't listening to me. And then my acquaintance, she was just like, oh, okay. And then she came back again. I put her on speaker, but she just couldn't understand, like, the dynamics and then the relationship of a friendship. You just know who you are and you make provision for each other. Whereas my acquaintance was being very judgmental.
That's pretty good. And I think that's what it is. Acquaintances just know who you are. Friends know, I don't know the deeper version of saying that, but they actually know you. It's more than just knowing your name and where you work. It's they actually know the inner parts of you. All right, K. Ham says, one of my good buddies in the Air Force was gay. Definitely trusted him to have my back if something went wrong. And I was using that for just an example.
He was happy to have your back.
Ace, be quiet.
Gutson, come on, man. What you? Oh, you stop.
Stop it right now. This is what I think. I think the difference between acquaintance and friends is a personal. It's a personal thing because I think what we talked about last night. I don't know if it's going to come up later. Is how are you different? What is your standard for differentiating the two? Right? There has to be a reason why one's an acquaintance and why one is a friend. So I think it depends on the person and how they define a friendship because how y'all define a friendship might not be the same how I define a friendship, right? Which is going to show up different in how I expect my friends to be and how you expect your friends to be. Because we might see our friends together and be like, I can't believe she over here friends with that type of person. But to Nikki's point, it's everybody's cup of tea is not your cup of tea. So I think it's a personal thing. But what is that differentiator, right? Like if they're very similar, then I think you should question and maybe challenge yourself to look at that differentiator a little bit harder, because they should not be in the same category. An acquaintance and a friendship, by definition, have two different meanings. So,
Yeah.
So Chad says, which do you trust more is the question for me.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I think it comes down to trust, because there's a lot of people like
You wasn't gonna say that, Chad.
I actually was, because I was giving the example. I got a lot of friends and things like that. I actually, before my mom passed, my mom stayed with me for like 9 years, right? So one day my mom needed a ride back over to the house. She was over in the old neighborhood, and I go out to the garage, and she pulls up, and there's a dude from the block that brought her home. I was like, what the heck? He was, and the reason I was so mad, me and my mom had some words, because he was never supposed to know where I live, because he is a homeboy. He's not a friend. But my mom was just saying, oh, well, I thought, I'm sorry, things like that. So it comes down to trust. Like me, you won't know where I live if you're just a acquaintance or a homeboy. Friends, they come to the house stuff. Yashika, you're invited anytime, just live so far apart.
All right, y'all, I got to get my composure. We're going to come back. We got a game we're going to play. I'm ready for you in about 1 minute. See y'all in about 1 minute.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time!
All right, y'all. So what we're going to do tonight is we just playing a quick little quiz. All right, we have 2 games we're going to play tonight. This is the first one. The second one comes back in a little bit. So right now what we're going to do is just ask some scenario questions. And all I want you to do is give a quick answer on each one of them. A quick answer. They're not long. We have 10 of them, so we want to get through most of them. Audience, please put yours in there. As we're answering, please put yours, and we'll also read yours. Okay, are y'all ready?
Let's do it.
Number 1, I'm going to just put it up on the board. How's that? The secret situation to your friend tells you, the secret situation your friend tells you a deep secret. That don't make sense. But later you realize it could hurt someone else if you could keep it quiet. What do? Do you protect your friend's trust, or do you warn the other person?
That's hard, man.
It depends on who the friend is.
Yeah, because it's
if
a lot of people.
Ride or die. Listen, ma'am. Listen, madam. Actually, I've told you this several times, haven't I?
There's a lot of people in prison right now because of this question.
I'm sorry. What did he tell you?
Right. What story you got? That's a story I got.
Tony said trust. Okay.
Yes,
okay. Let's keep the party moving. Number 2, the second question says the money problem a friend borrows.
Somebody forgot. You forgot the colons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a copy and paste.
The money problem.
A friend, colon. Is it colon or semicolon? A friend borrows $200 and never brings it up again. Do you remind them, or do you let it go, or stop trusting them with money? What do you do?
Put your foot in it.
Friend.
I remind them.
I let it go. And I'm gonna say this real quick. I let it go because I've learned if you don't got it to give, you shouldn't be giving it. If you finna chase behind somebody for some money they asked for, you can't take that L. I think you should just not be loaning out money. That's how I view it. That's not to say everybody should do it. So I say I will let it go, and they're just not a friend no more. Because
as a friend, I expect more of my friend. Hey man, you remember 3 weeks ago, don't you? Because
but you owe me money. I shouldn't have to say it, Like I think we talked about this before. It's only funky when you got to pay it back. I give you this old funky $20, but it wasn't funky when I gave it to you. So I think for me, I wouldn't. I'm with you, Helen. I wouldn't say anything. I just bought you for $200 and I got it now.
Right.
So that's what it would be for me.
Now this is a weird phenomenon because I'm with Helen and Yashika. Is it a female thing versus male thing? Or what's up with that?
Well, my good friend Andre Glenn, who's supposed to be on here tonight, he'll be on next week. He says 2 things you never forget: who owe you and who you owe. You owe me money, pay me back money. Chad says on the last question, depends on the depth of the secret. K Ham says send an anonymous message to the other person. What's up, Corey? She says remind them and know better in the future. Yeah, buddy. All right, question number 3, y'all. Let's get it going. It says the relationship flag. You notice your friend's partner treating them badly, but your friend seems happy. Do you speak up or stay out of it?
Ooh, that's a case by case. That's a case by case. It depends on that friend. That's where longevity comes in. You've seen this before, stuff like that. I don't know. I might have to say something, just get cussed out. But
I'm minding my business right now. So
minding my business. I ain't saying nothing.
So I'm gonna say mind my own business. Yeah, because it turns on you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just tried to help, and all of a sudden, them pictures you sent, they both now you're getting jumped. So no, I'm truly minding my business as we speak. So.
Tamara Thomas says, confront them,
baby.
But I was raised not to expect money back after handing it to somebody. Rhonda Payne says, I remind the person once, then I let it go. At that point, I know to move a different way with them regarding money. Corey Rouse says, I stay out of it. Same here, Corey. I don't say anything.
Indeed.
Question number 4 says, the opportunity you and your friend both apply to the opportunity. You and your friend both apply to the same job, but you get it and they don't. How do you celebrate without hurting the friendship?
Pop them bottles. Hey, you want some more shrimp?
Right. Celebrate happily. And if you
do shit, right.
Then
I loan them the $200.
Mind my damn business. If you like it, I love it. There you go.
That's right.
There you go.
For me, with that one, I would hope that whoever your friend, if it's a true friend, they're happy for you, right? Because it would be you. If I get it, and if you get it and I don't, I'm happy for you. But I'm gonna let you stay there about 6 months, and then I need you to put me on,
right?
Because that's what we do. Like, we happy for each other. But if I win, we win. We winners. Yeah. I'm gonna put you on. So if the friendship is true.
I can't get misery in my friend's happiness. That's just not the possibility. Because I didn't get it, don't mean I can't, be happy for them. All right, the loyalty test. Your friend is not around and someone begins talking badly about them. Do you defend them, stay quiet, or leave the conversation?
Defend.
I always have wanted to know this.
I've got myself into so much trouble by defending. But I really believe in defending. Not like all, you're just not all up in their face and giving them, in their jugular, but just ask some pointed questions to help them to reflect upon what they're saying about your friend.
It's happened to me before, and one of the things that I've said was, talking about them is like talking to them.
Yeah, to me.
Okay, I'm telling you now who I am and who I ride with. So you talking, right, Daryl? You talking to them? Me, I mean. You talking to me about them, but you talking to them because I'm running it back. I'm telling you now. So we all on the same page, everybody.
So say all you want.
If I were you, I wouldn't do it.
Deborah Clint says, I just bought you. See you later. Chad says, yes, sir. K Hemp says, let's see what K Hemp says. He brings a lot. It won't work, K Hemp. I don't know what the problem is. Sydney, can you pull up K Hemp? He says, in other words, of Fred G. Sam, in the words of Fred G. Sam, call him a big dummy and mind your business. Rhonda Payne says, that has happened to me. She got the job. I didn't. I congratulated her. We went to lunch and we're still friends. That's how you keep friends, Rhonda.
Did she pay for lunch, Rhonda?
Defend them and leave the conversation. Chad says, stay quiet until it gets to the point of no return. Defending. Corey says, Tamara says, I defend them if they're saying it's not what they're saying is not true. Defend my homie, K Hemp says, and Deborah Goodson says, defending your friend, ask the person to speak to your friend about the situation. What's up, Mike Elliott? Mike says, defend my friend. I'm with y'all. We've had this conversation before. There's some people I just won't let you talk about. Yeah. I don't have to defend you. I'm not going to defend you. It's not even going to get there because I'm just not going to let you talk about it. All right, y'all, let's keep the party moving. To talk about me, that means you thinking about me.
Right.
That's old school. All right, the growth gap. You start growing in life, career, mindset, goals, etc. Your friends seem stuck in negativity. Do you distance yourself or help them along?
That's kind of, you know what? I think at first you start trying to help them along, and then it gets to a point to where they either get it or then you have to distance yourself. Not necessarily break off the friendship, but you have to say, hey, okay, well, I got to go here. I'll see you, in passing and stuff. But that's hard.
Ladies?
That's what she said. I think that you, I think that you try to help people because that's what we want, right? If we want the best for people, we try. But if it gets to a point where that person is comfortable in the situations that they're in, uh-oh, I wish they keep their hands off these people kids.
Get some kids. Hold on.
Oh my goodness. I think that after a while you have because you still love your friend, but if that's the life they choose, if that's what they choose for themselves, you can distance themselves. But Anthony, you always said something that I really liked is that you keep friends in different spots or different.
Mhm.
How do you explain? You just have to move them from one box to another, but they're still your friend, right?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
that's what I would say. Because you
Worlds
want them to
collide.
be
You can't keep all your friends in the same
right,
universe. Different
right,
worlds all over the
right.
place. If I'm gonna go
Yeah,
act ratchet, I got my ratchet friends. But when I need to be professional, I got my professional friends. Thing is, I can't
right,
go to lunch and expect to bring those two friends together because those
right.
worlds collide. I'm gonna ask one more, and then I'll ask some more throughout the rest of the show. Your friend becomes famous and start acting different. Do you check them
Facts.
or do you
When your
stay
friend,
quiet?
Definitely had this
Yes.
happen. You check them. That's it. Your
Ella?
friends.
Yeah, I'm torn between Yashika and Ace because I agree. I think if you start acting different, I think I'm then questioning the legitimacy of the friendship to begin with. But also I'm the type of person if I considered you a friend, if I was just delusional, well, now I gotta check you because I need like you was on my face this whole time. Okay. All right, cool. So it's both, a little bit of both. A little bit of both.
All right, let's go to the comments, and then we're gonna take a quick break. And Toria says, "Distance your." That's my sister, by the way. She says,
Hey,
"Distance yourself.
Come, Tori.
All relationships aren't forever. Sometimes you
right.
have to
You
level
know,
up without people. It hurts, but I'm not going to stop my blessings because they are stuck." Ooh.
that's right. Come
I think
on,
we've all been in that situation
preach.
before. Everyone is not supposed to come along for the journey. I'll help them, but after a while, it's time to part ways. They
Seasonal.
can't keep up with you. What's up, Dan Trap?
wait.
She said, check them, Deborah Goodson. All right, y'all, gonna take a quick break. We come back. We're gonna talk a little bit more about this same subject. Acquired taste, friend or foe? The best Valentine's Day you ever had. So my daughter's mother, she worked with me at the time during the morning show. So what I did is I went to Julio. I was like, Julio, can you let me in her office so I can go in and put balloons and flowers and all that stuff up? So I went up to her office. I remember this big old balloon and big bear and chocolate. And I put all that stuff up, and she was so happy. That was the best Valentine's Day I ever had. The next question, and I'll answer the next one first. The next question says, describe the worst Valentine's Day you've ever had. So mine was, I worked with my daughter's mother, right? And so I went up to the, job and I put up the Valentine's Day at the balloons, and Julio let me in, and she was so happy. And I had my daughter after.
Both of them is the same story.
It makes me cry each time I talk about it. A friend of mine, she told me that the week before, she had a really, really hard week. And I said, why didn't you call me? She says, I did, I reached out. So of course I pull out my phone and I scroll up and I look for her text, and sure enough it says, hey, what are you doing? Want to come over? I'm like, you mean these texts? The one that sound like every other text you've ever sent me ever? I'm like, how do I know that that's a cry for help? She had read an article that all human beings need is 8 minutes of time from another friend to feel not alone in a moment of stress and a moment of need. And so she and I came up with a code word that the next time one of us really needs the other person, our code would be, do you have 8 minutes? Anyone can step out of a meeting for 8 minutes. You won't solve your friend's problems. It only takes 8 minutes for them to feel like they're dealing with whatever they're dealing, not alone. And this is the power of friendship.
Oh, that's so good. Oh my gosh. Oh, do you have 8 minutes? That's why I can't share my friend's story, because I'm not ready yet. I'm not. So, I'm not ready yet. That's good.
Very good, very good, very good hearts. All right. Friend or foe, acquired taste. That's what we're talking about with Rebrand This Podcast, y'all. You know what? 5 years ago, I didn't know any of y'all, and I think we've developed a real strong friendship. Some of y'all very quickly, and that I truly appreciate. I talk to you more than I talk to any of my long-term friends these days, more so than anything. And so to me, that's deep. It's like I know I can count on you. All y'all owe me money. But so for those out there watching, stay away from money and friendships because I'm about to get rid of. But no, friendships that we have has really developed, and that I do appreciate. So I say all that to say the very next question. Like, what are the qualifications that you need to call someone a friend? What's one of those qualifications? I think we come here in a common bond. We have these conversations. It's really cool because we can talk about things. We can disagree with each other respectfully, and it moves on. Everything is fine. We can still go to have lunch and dinner and all this stuff, which we all do, excluding Helen, who we're trying to get out there. Sorry about that.
Won't be friends too much longer. Tell him, Helen.
Yeah, I almost lost a friend on that. But anyway, what are the qualifications that you need to call someone a friend, Nikki?
What her name, right?
Well, I would say authenticity. Yes. Authenticity and a level of self-awareness, and also too the ability for a person to not take themselves too seriously. Like, self-deprecate, like laugh at yourself.
I've never understood that phrase, to not take yourself too serious. Does that mean to be humble? What is that?
Yeah, mean? It's kind of like, it's like a mix of humility, but then also too, like, to let yourself be the brunt of the joke and be okay with it. Like, like have some levity, be funny, have a sense of humor, be able to self-deprecate, and just not take yourself too seriously. Right. Yeah.
Answer the question. What do you think, Helen?
I think bare minimum, your morals have to be aligned, and closely followed by that is your values. And I say that because I go back to the ideology question. I think you can be friends with all groups of different people if morally you're aligned. Like, even when I think about the MAGA folks, I couldn't be friends with MAGA because morally they agree with things that I don't agree with. The fact that they voted for the orange tangerine, that ain't no skin off my nose. That's your prerogative. But the fact that I know what that means on a deeper level, that's where it's different. So morally, I think there has to be alignment for you to be a friend, because we can be morally unaligned and you an acquaintance, because I might need to be morally unaligned one day, and I might need to, tap on your services as an acquaintance with that moral unalignment in you.
I think so too. If I can't trust you to have my back, speaking of those MAGA people, if I can't trust you to have my back, because I'm not really sure how you truly feel about me. I know what you do in my face, but I don't know what you do behind my back. And I know how you voted in private, and I know how you act with the red hat on, but now I'm not 100% sure I can truly trust you. Because we talk about this all the time, especially when you start talking racial differences. You are the good one that they like, right? Because generally speaking, when we say MAGA, we're not talking about us. So that's the part that kind of gets me the most is how do you really feel about certain situations that you and I have talked about in the past, right. And now all of a sudden you're not living up to those. And I don't want to get too deep into it because I know we're not trying to make this a political show, but that is a great point that you make, Helen with an L. Corey Rouse says being genuine, authentic, and trustworthy. Chad says, I think the biggest qualification of being able to walk into someone's door and have a sense of security and comfort happened to me today. That's a very good answer. I love that answer. Who's this? Chad also says, I think, no, that's the wrong one. I'm sorry. But anyway, what do y'all think, Ace?
I think it's a feeling, kind of like, qualifications. I mean, I'm friends with a lot of different type of people from all over, whatever. But I think one of the qualifications is just you got to have a sense of humor, because we probably ain't gonna be friends too long, because we're probably gonna wind up fighting or something. But and then you have to be a trustworthy person. I can't stand sneakiness, and I can't stand the thief. But other than that, I'm pretty open to all type. I have straight friends, gay friends, male, women, and all the above.
Toria Wright says, let's be real. I'm black. If you don't know my mama, we ain't friends. We just know each other. Ooh, She went all the way in there, didn't she?
Hey,
Whoa.
Amina Snow says similar value.
Hey, Amina, how you doing?
Hey, Amina, how you doing? All right, so the honest truth. I'm gonna throw another quiz question out there. The honest truth. Your friends ask, "Do you think my business idea is good, but you honestly think it won't work? Do you tell the truth or support them anyway?"
Bless you.
thank you both.
That tickled her nose. It was so deep.
I don't know if you bluntly, I try not to be blunt. What I do is start asking questions, to make you think about what it is. Okay, that's how you're going to, how do you plan to do that? That's what I did with my kids. They used to say, my son used to say, when I get 18, I'm moving to California, I'm going to be a rapper. Oh, how do you, tell me about it. So start asking questions to kind of throw things out there, because you don't want to just stump on anybody's dream, right? But I think if you ask questions about how is it that you think you get from here to here, because there's stuff in the middle. So what is that in the middle, to try to get them to see that you're not just stump? Because if you tell them, oh, that's a terrible idea, that'll never work, they feel a certain way about you forever now, because I had this idea and you don't believe in me. But I do, but it's not with that. They don't even make calling cards anymore. Who even buys calling cards anymore? You know what I mean? So you just gotta be nice about it.
So do you do you give Gusson? Do you just give them your list of 3 names of friends and family members and let them call and in 60 days, you could be making $100,000.
I'm gonna put you 3 under me. That's the way it works, right?
I get that. Right, so I'm like, hey man, calm down.
I've been in this situation before, y'all, and I was the one wrong. I had an argument with somebody. It wasn't an argument, it was a debate, and I was clearly wrong, like eons wrong. But the question is, your friend is arguing with someone, and they're clearly wrong. Do you defend them or do you stay neutral?
During the argument, I don't want to embarrass them. We'll talk about it in the car on the way home.
Aren't you getting embarrassed if you arguing with infactual information?
Well, I'm talking about, but you don't want to call them out right then. Then they like, oh, so it's kind of like, I might give them like a side eye.
Like, nudge them a little bit, like.
I want to hear what the audience has to say about this. Your friend is arguing with someone and they are clearly wrong. They're telling you that the Grammys was this past Sunday, but it was really a month ago. And clearly they're wrong. Do you say something, or do you just kind of step back and don't? They're arguing with somebody else, not with you. And do you say something? They're looking like a fool the more that they're talking. Y'all know this, right? Because now, as they're so wrong that now they have to start lying. I remember because my mama was over this weekend. They started making all kind of stuff up, and it's just a lie now. Now that they're getting deeper into this rabbit hole just to make themselves look good. Let's go to the comments real quick. Chad says, "Keep sipping on my drink and watch the show." There we go. I'm telling them the truth. No point having them wasting money and then having to bail them out. Oh,
you're talking about the business idea, huh?
Oh, okay. Most definitely ask those questions, but don't give them the answers they want to. That's what Chad says. And Tori Wright also says, support them anyway. He's talking about the business. Listen, what we think might not work, maybe what God has given them, unless it is hurting them or someone else. Support them. Costs nothing to be your friend's hype man. Absolutely. Amina Snow says, depends on what they're arguing about. Absolutely. All right, I'm gonna throw one more question out like that, and I believe we do have another break coming up. At what point does loyalty to a friend become disloyalty to yourself?
Oh,
when it's pulling you back and when it's hindering you.
Yeah.
It's I actually saw a post today and people commenting on, there was a guy wanted for capital murder, and him and his friend got pulled over, and the sheriff was getting out the car, coming to the car, and the capital murder guy wanted the other friend to jump out the car and run because he wanted to, divert the attention and stuff. And dude was like, well, no, man, he got his gun and stuff like that. And, man, I love you, dog, But it came down to the decision, like, if you my real friend, you would jump out this car and run. And anyway, it's kind of like one decision, like, so do I sacrifice myself because you put yourself in a position? that's when it gets to a point where it's like, nah.
That's a toxic friendship right there.
Yeah.
That's a very toxic.
As soon as you start overextending.
Yeah, that's a whole life changing situation. K Ham say stay neutral, send a text, tell him to chill out. He is wrong. All right, y'all, we're gonna take one more last break. Got a little bit more show to come up. I think we're gonna wrap it up with some pretty deep questions, and then we'll talk more about it when we get back.
In March, rebranders celebrate Black.
Can a man and a woman have a friendship that is platonic? No, they can't. If a man has a friendship with a woman but ignores the fact that she's a woman, that's not a friendship at all. That's a weird relationship. I mean, if I had a friend who wasn't Jewish, who said, I generally don't like Jews, but I like you because I don't think of you as a Jew. Well, thank you very much. What can I do to convince you I'm Jewish? If you don't think of me as a Jew and yet you call me your friend, who are you talking about? This is not a friendship. If you don't know who I am and appreciate and enjoy who I am, where's the friendship? If a man can be friends with a woman by ignoring the fact that she's a woman, that is a weird relationship. So can a man and a woman be friends? Yes, but not platonic. In other words, they have to be conscious of the fact that this is a man and a woman relationship and act accordingly. So if you want to be friends without becoming intimate, then be careful. Don't overstep the borders. Stay modest. Don't go where you don't want to go, because you're going to end up there. So a man and a woman can be friends if they follow the rules of modesty, like never be in a room alone with the doors closed. That's not friendship, that's intimacy. And this is not an intimate relationship, it's a friendship. But to say, no, it's okay to be alone in a room with her, nothing's going to happen, not my type, well, then you're not a friend.
He cheated on his wife yesterday.
He's been having a hard time all his life.
He can't be in a closed door without.
Interesting.
I didn't agree with anything he said. It all had some strong logic to it, but I didn't believe. I was like, nah, I disagree with all that. Acquired taste, friend or foe, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Rebranders podcast. I mean, if y'all want to talk about that a little bit more, we can, but I didn't really have that on the list. I just wanted to play that.
I'm just saying he's been looking at Sister Catherine a little different.
Yeah, lead it open.
No. All right, I don't want to talk about it either. All right, here's a question that I have. Actually, I'm not going to ask this question. I'm going to leave that for last. Here's the next one. Does friends need to be in the same pay bracket?
Ooh, I want to see the audience take on this.
I'm going to say no on that one. No.
I say no, but I know some people who feel like they do, feel like they should.
I will say it is easier to be friends people in the same tax bracket. I don't think you need to be in the same tax bracket, but I think it's easier because when you want to go out and do things and somebody doesn't make the same income as you, but you think it's affordable, they don't think it's affordable. Now it becomes a battle of money when it shouldn't be about money, right? It should be about the friendship. So I think it impacts it, but I don't think it's a necessity. But I do think it plays a part.
I think the deepest friendships, like you can be friends, and I say I'm not ready because I'm really not, but I've had a friendship that went so deep that going out, we very rarely did that. It was a different kind of something I can't really explain, but I'm grateful that I had. But I don't know, money didn't matter to me. Nothing, no money ever, because our worlds were completely different. That's why when it comes to friendship, it depends on how deep it goes, because we can be friends and nothing matters more than this friendship that you have with someone, and money is the root of all evil to me. If you allow money to make the decision on if somebody's gonna be your friend or not, then I'm sorry, in my opinion. I
do not care what my friends make. I don't want to always pay for you, but what you make has no limit to our friendship. Nikki?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I'm with Yashika on that, because a friendship is based upon intangibles like, devotion and love and authenticity and understanding, and none of those things have to do with money. And a friendship isn't just based upon going places and spending money. The best times that you
Makes it
have with your
easier.
friend
I
could
get it.
be on a picnic under a tree or, at home or taking a walk. All of those things are
Yeah.
free. Yeah.
I think it's all good. K Hamp says, friends do not have to be in the same pay bracket. People should be humble with what they have anyways. That's good. I like that. And Tori Wright says, question is, wait, hold on. I'll ask this question a little bit. My personal opinion is, no, you don't need to be in the same pay bracket. However, the further the gap gets, eventually it may push you out. Do you think Jay-Z is still hanging around with some of those high school friends that he had? I'm pretty sure he's not. Eventually, it's not even about money. It's about your level of life, and it just money comes with it, of course. So I don't think how much you have in your bank account versus someone else's bank account. It's your desires in the world versus what they desire in the world. Your hunger and your grind and your hard work and all the things you strive for versus the things that they now. If they're a good enough friend and you're okay with them munching off you financially and every other, well, that's fine. I mean, I'm sure we all have somebody like that, but for the most part, I think you can't carry a whole group of friends, which eventually look at Michael Vick. Michael Vick. It wasn't a financial thing with Michael Vick, but the pay grade certainly made the difference in his life. Let me go to the comments real quick. I think Victoria Wright had a question. She says, question. The question is, why do you, that really wasn't a question. The question is, why do you know what your friend makes and why would you even care? I thought she had a question. That's a good point. Let's see. Chad says, I've been in the same room with some of the richest people in the music industry and not treated any different. I think it's just being completely comfortable with those around you. I absolutely love that.
I agree.
Comment.
Yeah, me too.
All right, y'all. We've been told that we only have a few minutes to AOA, so let's go ahead and get these questions out the way. I think we have one more, and that question is, what do you do with friends that just absolutely drain you?
Kick they to the curb.
Now, again, I'm still working on my. Oh, Yashika, what you gonna say, friend?
Go ahead. You go ahead.
No, go first.
Go ahead, sugar. Go.
Okay, so I'm still working on my friends, but I did have a friend where in one of my longest friendships, where in college I had to have a conversation and tell her that she was draining me and that the situation that she was putting herself in and constantly have to reconcile the same thing was becoming exhausting. And it's not that I didn't want to be her friend, but I was starting to not be able to have space for what she needed. And that resulted in us still being friends. We just took our communication kind of just shortened. We weren't always texting each other. We weren't always calling each other. And then eventually it got to a space where we figured back out our cadence and we talk less now, but when we talk, there is no awkwardness. Yeah. Like we just accepted that our friendship shifted to what she was saying earlier about how Anthony has different tiers. It just, so I don't think you have to kick him to the curb, but
that's what I would say too. I was going to say small doses. Like it's few and far between, but when we get together, it's good. I just can't take you in large doses anymore. I have to kind of. What else?
I'll look at the comments.
Hang in there.
I ain't gonna take you marry some.
Would you marry someone who makes less money?
She did. She did.
Chad says, give them a best pass, then figure out their destination. That's pretty funny. All right, y'all. Any more on this piece?
Friends that drain you. A lot of times, help them find other friends. I mean, you don't let them know what you're doing, but it's kind of like they'll be talking to them. Work. Not all the time, but you got to try. You got to try.
Friends are the easiest thing to cut.
And Tori. My wife. I'm answering that Tori's question.
Yeah, I see it. Friends are pretty easy to cut off if you ask me. I mean, it takes a while, especially if you gotta. I call it a void. Like you can't feel it. I had a friend of mine. She and I used to talk on the phone all the time. 7:00 never fails for years probably. Something happened to her personally, and then she cut me off for about 3 months, and then after 3 months, she called me back. Well, the void had been filled at that point. I called her a couple times, she didn't pick up, whatever, and then the void had been filled. 7:00 was filled by someone else or something else, and so it didn't take but 3 months. Now we're still friends to this day. We still talk quite a bit, but it's not quite the same. Right? I never say who it is, but my point is, That's what it is. It's little by little cuts like that, and it's not a long period of time. I wasn't heartbroken. Yashika?
Plus, I don't think it's. I think it's very important for your psyche and for your self-esteem and for you to not push yourself off on other people. I will call and I'll try, but if you're not responding to me, you're not talking to me, got it.
Right.
Like I met your energy, so I think it's important that we as friends, you don't push yourself off on other people because they choose not to talk to you. You have to be okay with that. In my opinion.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
Sydney.
Hey, yo, we got on the show next week.
I appreciate you for asking that.
Hey, friend.
I wish you would. I wish you would. Yeah, I wish.
Friends with vengeance.
Yeah. Hey, yo, Ace.
What's up, Yashika?
Got my voice back.
I'm so happy to hear that.
That's all. Who we got on the show next week?
I'm glad you asked. So we're gonna keep it in the spirit of friends. We'll actually be it's actually gonna be a debate on why everyone feels that midgets make the best friends, and we'll be discussing because they'll never look down on you. Friends. How many of us have them?
Where they looking? Unless you
That's
do.
wrong. I'm sorry. I could have kept the jokes at the beginning for the
You
tourists.
should have said little people. But...
Hey, they comment. Hey, Hemp gave you only a 9. Only. I thought it was pretty good.
That's a bonus.
Deborah Goodson gave you a 10. All right. Tony Goodson really liked this one. He gave you a 15.
No, see, I'm balanced.
A 15 out of 10. I give you a 10 out of 10, Ace. Nikki?
That was a 10 out of 10, Ace.
That was good.
And Tori Wright gave you a 10 out of 10. That means it must be.
All that means all of y'all are sick.
Let me say this loud and clear because I want everybody to hear this. I even saw this person right here laugh. She couldn't hold it in. This person right here never laughs at any of them. She laughed. Great job, Ace.
That was good. Yeah.
He's redeemed.
I'm sorry to
Why
all
you
my
don't
little
ask me
people.
what my
but
number is, though?
What's your number?
Come on, put the spotlight back on me. I want to get my number.
Let's go.
10.
Yeah.
You know what? Put a bookmark on this. This is rebranded.
Write it down.
Wait a minute.
hard,
I said a 10. Nikki says a 10. Yashika says a 10.
10 out of 10.
Oh man, this is the first.
Hey,
10 out of 10.
This is the first. I wish I had
That's
some
good.
kind of a.
couldn't have did without my little people out there.
I'm scared of little people, says Chad. Hey, y'all, we've had a really great show. We really appreciate it. Next week, we have a serious show. It's going to be a great one. Andre Glenn, he was supposed to be on tonight. He's going to be on next week. It's really a show about trauma. Trauma when you live with someone with a mental illness and some mental health issues. So that's going to be a really, really good show. We definitely want everybody to tune in for that one. And you'll see promotions throughout the week. Any last questions? Any last answers? Any last comments from anybody on here?
Choose your friends wisely.
Yeah, that's one. Be thankful for true friends. It's not about me, but like Anthony has been, and Ace called me just to check on you. Those are how you know that they're friends. That's why he's calling on me, y'all. He just called me just to say. I said, "Hey, what's up?" I was just calling to see how you were doing. Oh, that's nice. So, like the friends, you know your friends that are true by just some things that they do. So, be mindful of your friends. Just be mindful. Period.
Absolutely.
And in the words of my man Benny, if your friend passes it to you, it must be safe to smoke.
See, you know what? He got that.
That's advice. That's advice.
He started
a high note, right?
Yeah.
I can't give my advice.
Yeah.
No, actually, no. We decided no. You cannot.
Chad says, "Thanks for the laugh. Most definitely coming back next week." Thank you so much, Chad. Thank you so much. All right, y'all. We'll see y'all next week.